Welcome to day one in the Six Figure Capital 14-day course. My name is Lewis Glasgow and today's module is Introduction. We are simply establishing the three core fundamentals of a successful trader. Now, today I'd like to run through our game plan, which is a simple three-step process. First of all, we'll cover the basic principles of Forex trading, followed by Forex versus the world, and finally we'll cover three core fundamentals of successful trading. So get a notepad and pen at the ready if not already, and we'll head into day one. So I want to answer the simple question, what is Forex trading? So many of you coming here today are complete beginners, others have maybe a few years of market experience. So we're just going to lay the groundwork and we'll go into the more in-depth education later on in the 14-day course. So if you've seen Forex trading or FX trading on social media, it stands for foreign exchange. So foreign exchange is also known as Forex or FX. So it is the largest financial market in the world with a daily traded volume exceeding $5 trillion. So let that sink in for a moment. A daily traded volume exceeding $5 trillion. So yes, it is bigger than the stock market. So the Forex market allows you to buy and sell the currency of any country against another, such as the Great Britain pound against the US dollar, which would be Great Britain against United States, or Euro US dollar. So I'd like to go over 10 need-to-know facts, 10 very simple facts about Forex, lay the foundation, and the first one is the Forex market is highly liquid, and as I've mentioned before, it has a daily traded volume exceeding $5 trillion. Number two, you can trade Forex anywhere that has internet connection using your smartphone, tablet, or computer. So if you relocate, you move house, or you go traveling for a couple of months, you can still trade. And that is one of the benefits of trading. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, if you have access to an internet connection, you can still trade and make money. Number three, Forex can be traded 24/5, 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, and this runs from Sunday to Friday. And depending on where you are in the world, the hours of the market will change. It opens on a Sunday, closes on a Friday. Number four, to become a profitable trader does not require a degree. And that is great for some of you here because I know, and me personally, I have no desire in acquiring a degree. There are some people that have completed the Six Figure Capital course who are highly qualified. There are people who are financial advisors, people who are doctors, etc., etc. And then there are other people on the opposite end of the scale who didn't even finish high school. And that's what I love about trading. It gives us an equal platform. Everybody has the same opportunity. And that's exactly why you're doing the Six Figure Capital course. You don't need a degree to do the Six Figure Capital course. All of the education you need is within our platform. Number five, you can profit in rising or falling markets. So no matter whether the market is going up or down, you can buy or sell and make profit on both ends of the market. Now on to number six, strong volatility, which provides high probability opportunities on a daily basis. So that's the worry that people may find is, well, how do you know there's trading opportunities in the market, Lewis? You know, how often do these occur? And I can tell you that these opportunities occur extremely often. It is very unlikely you will go a week or month without trading. Very unlikely. There's always an opportunity out there, but again, they might not be high probability. So we have a specific set of rules which you will learn throughout the 14-day course towards the end of the course, where we filter out all the low quality setups and we just look for high probability opportunities. Number seven, it's a low cost business model, and this is probably one of my favorite parts about trading, especially for a beginner. Now let's take a traditional business model for an example. Let's say you have a clothing store, or you have an online business that sells personalized clothing, branded clothing. So you buy your product, you have your target customer base, you set up your website, you've done all your marketing, but what is the one problem you have? You need customers, you need people to buy your product. Whereas when it comes to trading, you are only depending on yourself. You're the only one that can make it work. Whereas when it comes to developing a business, you need people to buy your product. You need people to buy your clothing. Whereas when it comes to Forex, you're the one that makes it work. You're self-dependent. And that's what I love about it. And The overheads are absolutely minimal as well. You can start trading with as little as $50. $50 in your trading account. You can buy a laptop for trading for as little as $300 or $400. And that would be more than enough to start off trading. Whereas when you start a business, an online business, and let's say you buy in product to sell to customers, you launch a website, let's say you maybe get premises, other people may run it from home, it's all overheads. You've got a lot of overheads there. So when it comes to trading, it is a very low cost business model and probably one of the best in my opinion. Number 8, you can start trading with as little as £50 or $50 as I've mentioned before. Number 9, everything you need in order to profit is directly on your trading chart. So we are technical based traders, so everything you need, and I mean everything you need, is on your trading charts. You will find everything on your screen in order to make profit. So once you develop your skill set to a level where it's like mine, for example, all you need is your trading charts. Number 10, anyone can trade Forex, and this is probably the best part, and that's exactly why you're here. Anyone can trade Forex, so that means you too. Now on to our second topic today, Forex versus the world. So as you know, the 14-day course is Forex based. However, Forex is not the only financial market you can trade. So you can actually open up to trade other markets with the exact same skill set you're going to learn throughout this 14-day course. So as you learn throughout the courses that I teach, the strategies that I teach can be applied in all markets, so in all financial markets. This means you have the option to diversify. So me personally, I invest in several financial markets, mainly Forex, commodities, and cryptocurrencies. I am a Forex-based trader, but I have the option to diversify. So if I want to trade or invest in different markets, I have that option. So once you're a consistently profitable Forex trader, and this is what I recommend, you can then apply the same skill set in other asset classes. So I would primarily focus on becoming a profitable Forex trader, master your strategy, master everything that's taught in the 14-day course and beyond, and then start looking at diversification. You can start looking at other markets and apply the same skill set to maybe cryptocurrencies or commodities. So what I'd like to do is run over the different types of markets. First of all, foreign exchange, which we've just explained. All the currencies in the world are traded here. So participants can buy, sell, exchange, and speculate on currencies. It is the largest and most liquid market in the world. So number 2 would be stocks. So most people know either Forex or stocks. They've either heard of one or the other, or maybe they've heard of both, and they think, well, if I want to learn how to trade, I need to pick one or the other. Well, that's not the case. And that's probably one of the largest misconceptions when it comes to trading, is you need to pick one market. And you can actually develop a skill set where you can apply the same strategy across different financial markets. So stocks, commonly known as the equity market or stock exchange, you can buy and sell shares of stocks, of course. And stocks allow you to own a share of a public corporation. And the stock price is based on the corporation's earnings. Now, most of you have probably heard of the stock market before, especially if you've watched films like The Wolf of Wall Street, and that's actually why many people get into trading, of course, for the wrong reasons, but it is a source of inspiration, I suppose, or motivation for many people. But that's why most people have heard of financial markets such as maybe Forex or stocks. Stocks is typically the main one that people know about. Commodities is the third market. Commodities are hard assets ranging from gold to oil to wheat, many others, and they are grouped into 3 major categories. So agriculture, energy, and metals. Myself personally, I focus on oil, gold, silver, and copper. Just 4. Cryptocurrencies. It is digital money, commonly known as cryptos. Cryptocurrencies are designed to be secure and in many cases anonymous. And Bitcoin was the first decentralized cryptocurrency created in 2009. So this was shortly after the financial crisis. So cryptocurrencies typically after 2014 became extremely popular, and now it's a newly emerging market. It's becoming extremely popular. People are looking to trade it, invest in it, just like they are Forex, except with larger returns. So once you become a profitable Forex trader, you can then look into markets such as commodities and cryptocurrencies. Derivatives. A derivative is a financial contract that derives its value from an underlying asset. It is a contract between two or more parties. So these are typically futures, if you've ever heard of futures trading, options such as binary options, swaps, forwards, or credit derivatives. Personally, I don't trade derivatives such as futures, but there are many people in Six Figure Capital who do trade futures. Bonds. Now, bonds are loans made to large organizations, and these include corporations and typically national governments. Now, bonds pay off in interest payments, or you can resell the bond early. So these are considered a safe investment in comparison to stocks. Now, this right here is just a brief overview. I'm not educating you on these individual markets, as that would take a lot of time, but I'm making you aware. I'm making you aware that you have options. You don't need to be subject to one market. You don't need to just trade Forex or stocks or cryptocurrencies. You can be open in your portfolio and you can look at trading Forex, you can invest in stocks, you can trade cryptocurrencies and commodities. You have the option to do this. I'm not saying that you need to, but you always have the option to do this. So bonds are considered the safest investment out of the 6 that I've mentioned, and these are typically for pension funds or those with capital in excess of 7 or 8 figures. So you're talking in the millions. These are typically people that are looking to make a small return on their money. That small return is, of course, quite a large amount if you've got more capital. But for those with maybe $10,000 or $20,000, if you invest in bonds, the return is going to be minimal in comparison to stocks or Forex. Now onto our third topic for today, which is 3 core fundamentals of successful trading. Now, I think trading typically just falls down to these 3 core fundamentals. The first one being mindset, the second knowledge, and the third experience. Typically in that order. So first of all, trading, and I would say, is 90% psychological. The ability to control your emotions and act according to your trading plan in every step of a trade. And actually, mindset is why most traders fail. It is unbelievable how many traders that will come into this business. They will have a good strategy. They have the correct mindset, partly the correct mindset. They have maybe a year's experience. And whenever they're trading, they let everything they do be overruled by impulsive decisions. They let their emotions overrule everything they do in every step of a trade. Therefore, they deviate from their trading plan. And that is where most traders go wrong. At least half of the traders I know, that's where they're going wrong, is because they're not following their trading plan with discipline. And we'll go into this in later modules, especially in day 13 trading psychology. But I just want to highlight that 90% of trading, I would say, is purely psychological. Now, knowledge is, of course, a core fundamental. That's exactly why you're here. You're doing the Six Figure Capital course. Without the correct knowledge, how are you supposed to make profit in the market? So you need to develop an advanced understanding of financial markets, and typically right now it is Forex. You don't need to worry about commodities or cryptocurrencies just now. You're focusing on Forex, and you need to learn how to consistently make profit. You need a reliable strategy. You need to have a reliable trading plan, one that you can follow step by step, and one that you can stick to without deviating away from and being overruled by emotions. So the educational cycle never stops. It never ever stops. Let me tell you that. If you think you're going to come into trading and do the 14-day course and that's it, you're never going to learn anything else and you'll be good. You're probably wrong, because the educational cycle, I can tell you, I'm learning every single day. And actually, most of the learning isn't actually through books, it's through experience. And that's exactly why this is the third core fundamental. That's why there's exactly 3, because experience is probably one of your best teachers. So you can apply what is learned in order to interpret price moves and become a successful trader. So, very famous quote, knowledge isn't power until it is applied. So you can do the 14-day course, you can do the Harmonic Mastery course, you can do every other course that I put out there after that, but if you don't apply what you're learning, you're never going to make any profit. And that is the cold hard truth. So when it comes to trading, everything that you learn when you actually apply it in the financial charts, it's all about repetition. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Keep repeating it and repeating it, repeating it, and before you know it, it'll be set in stone. And these, of course, most of you know that I'm a harmonic based trader. These patterns that I trade on a daily basis, they'll be wired into your brain. They were hardwired into your brain, and every time you look at a chart, you'll be able to tell me exactly what's going on. And that's exactly what I want for you guys. So I'm going to break these down even further. So mindset, of course, one of probably the most important part of trading, or the most important part of trading. 90% of trading is psychological. So this is emotional intelligence. And again, we'll touch on these subjects in more detail in later modules. Discipline, of course, you need to be able to follow your trading plan step by step and not deviate away from it because of impulsive decisions or the emotions you're experiencing at certain times of a trade. Patience. Now, the amount of people that jump into trades too early, they get out of trades too early as well. Maybe they're thinking, oh, well, Lewis, this trade has just been moving sideways for a while now. I'm just going to close it. And it's maybe halfway towards the profit target. There's nothing wrong with closing a trade, but let it run its course. Cut your losers and let your winners run. Okay? Most people, they'll close out trades too early, and what they thought was price wasn't moving and it was stable, and it was just completely static. And 2 days later, price hits their final take profit target. It hits their take profit target, and they could have made double the amount they actually did. Same with getting into a trade too early. There are people who do not confirm a trade properly before entering, and they're impatient. They just want to buy or sell as soon as they see the pattern form, and it ends up being a losing trade because they didn't follow their trading plan. They weren't patient enough, and they didn't tick all the boxes. Goal setting, I would say that's extremely important. You need to have financial goals. You need to have goals in your trading. Where do you want to be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year, 5 years from now? If you don't know where you're going, where you want to be, then how do you expect to get there? You need to sit down and properly manage your goals, set them out month by month, year by year. Trust me, it will tenfold everything. You can trust me on that. I do it myself. Goal setting is an extremely important part, not just in trading, but business and everyday life. Perseverance, of course, one of the main parts in business as well. Perseverance. When times get tough, you can't give up. I mean, you can't just do the 14-day course and let's say you lost 2 trades. Your first 2 trades were losing trades and you just thought, this doesn't work. And you just gave up. You can just agree from that point forward, okay, you're definitely not going to be a successful trader. that's for sure. So after those 2 losing trades, ask yourself why. You should always be asking yourself questions about, especially in the educational cycle, why? Why did that not work? Did everything tick the boxes? Was I following exactly what Lewis was teaching? Maybe it was just a bad market opportunity. And you may find that your next 5 trading opportunities are all profitable, but you gave up in the first 2. So perseverance is extremely important. Self-awareness, and this typically comes down to, I would even relate this to self-confidence as well. Self-awareness needs to be, where are you right now? Where are you in the educational cycle? What are your financials like? What are you like as a person? This typically ruins traders' potential. I've seen it many, many times, and even people that I've met, they're just starting out in trading. They'll ask me for a lot of advice, and I'm happy to help people. Of course, I'm that type of person. I'll give them a lot of structured advice just to help them out and get them on their way, because I was once that person years and years ago, whereas I was asking for tips, I was asking for signals. I was that person, so I know how it feels. So I don't mind helping people. And they'll take your advice, they'll go away, they'll have maybe a couple profitable trades, they'll maybe take the trades that you're posting publicly for everyone else to trade, and they'll get ahead of themselves. They'll let their ego get in the way. They'll think that they're the best trader the world's ever seen. No one in the market can compare to them. And I've met these kind of people, and they get ruined as traders. So I think self-awareness is extremely important, especially self-confidence. Self-confidence is totally different from being overconfident. I always think you should be confident in your own ability, and that is our next point for mindset. I think you should always have confidence in your own ability. You should be able to look at a chart and confidently say, well, I expect price to return to this point by this time. So you could set a time scale. Price will hit this point within the next 2 days, and I expect my profit target to be reached within 14 days. Now that's confidence. You can tell me what's happening on a chart, but when people start talking about financials and how much money they're making and they let their ego get in the way, that's a different type of confidence. So just be aware of that. Self-awareness is a key part in trading. Don't let your ego get in the way. I've seen this ruin many good traders. So if you make 5 successful trades, don't think that the next 5 are going to be successful. Don't get ahead of yourself, and that's where most people go wrong. And I know in the early stages, you will get excited. Many people will. Emotional intelligence, I mean, most people haven't had very much experience with that, but managing your emotions in every step of a trade, it is difficult, and we will go into this in more depth in day 13. But once you start to make 5, maybe 6, 7 winning trades in a row, and this has happened to me personally, especially in my early stages of trading, you will get excited. You will get very excited, and you'll feel on top of the world. And that's typically followed by a losing streak. It's followed by 3, maybe 4 losing trades because of your ego, your overconfidence and your ability. So always be aware of that. I'm not going to drag that out too much. So now on to knowledge, our second core fundamental. So we need to cover the basic fundamentals. How can you expect to grow an advanced knowledge base if you don't even have the fundamentals correct? So that's exactly why we've got the 14-day course mapped out step by step. Technical analysis. So of course, we are technical-based traders, so I'm going to teach you everything I know that I feel is essential to become a successful technical analyst. Get my words mixed up there. Risk management, a key part of trading as well. Just behind trading psychology, I would say risk management is probably the second most important part, if not just as important as mindset, trading psychology. So risk management, if you come into trading and you're risking 10% a trade, I could tell you right now, you're going to blow your account. You'll lose all your money. That's just a fact. I don't know anybody that successfully risked 10% per trade trading Forex. It just doesn't happen. So you need to have a solid risk management plan ahead of time. This is covered in day 12, so don't worry, we have that specific to our trading strategy to make sure that, of course, your capital is protected, you're not over-risking anything, and of course, the returns are still very nice. Trading psychology, so of course, you need to educate yourself on trading psychology, then it needs to be applied through experience. So it needs to be, you'll only truly experience this once you're trading a live account. So the emotional cycles that you go through, you'll experience this once you're trading with real money. Market principles. And this just comes down to how the market moves. Very simple things such as, is the market trending? Is it ranging? Is it in consolidation? And again, we'll cover these in later modules. I don't want to touch on these too much because many people in the course are totally new to trading. Brokers and trading platforms. Again, we cover everything to do with brokers. You need to find one that is regulated. Of course, I mean, that's just another small speed bump. As many people sign up with a broker, they see, oh, if I deposit $500, I get a $100 bonus, and people get attracted by that. Typically, those brokers I would avoid. They get attracted by that, they sign up, they deposit $500, but they didn't read the terms and conditions. The broker maybe, they're not regulated. You go to withdraw your money, the broker doesn't give you your money, and then you have many problems. And basically what's happened is you've thrown your money away into a broker that won't actually let you withdraw any money until you hit a certain point. And they'll make sure that you don't hit that threshold. So let's say you had to hit $2,000 before. The minimum withdrawal was $2,000. So they'd actually trade against you to make sure you didn't reach that threshold. So I mean, the brokerage industry, like many other industries, is totally screwed over. So finding a reliable broker is extremely important. So I can tell that many of you are worried about me saying those things. Don't worry, we have got your back. We will make sure that you're with a reliable broker. I've experienced some horrible brokers in the past, so the one I'm using right now, I'm very grateful for. And trading platforms, we use one trading platform. Of course, this is, if not one of the most important parts of your expenses, is actually having a reliable trading platform. And again, when I say expenses, it's minimal. Sometimes it's free, but of course you pay for what you get. If it's free, well, then you can guess exactly what you're getting for your money. So trading platforms, another important part. And a trading plan, which I've touched on very few times in the mindset part. A trading plan needs to be structured. It needs to have everything step by step. What's going to happen when this happens, and if this doesn't happen, what happens then? So you need to have a trading plan that includes risk management rules, even parts in trading psychology, and your full trading system. So you need to know exactly what's happening in every step of a trade. You need to know when you're getting in the trade and when you're getting out. And finally, experience. So applied knowledge. So everything you learn through Six Figure Capital, if you don't apply it, you're never going to make profit. So you need to put in the hours off the pitch. I say this all the time. Whenever no one's looking, you need to be putting in the hours. You need to be putting in the work on the charts. Execution, that's one of the most important parts of trading. I know many good people who are excellent at analyzing charts. They can draw up some of the greatest charts I've ever seen, but they just can't pull the trigger. They just can't execute on trades, and that's why they don't make profit. They can draw up really good analysis, and it actually works 70, maybe 80% of the time, which is a high hit rate, but they can't execute. They cannot pull the trigger simply because of their mindset. They allow their emotions to dictate their trading, and they just, most of the time, is out of fear that they will lose money. So you need to learn to execute. And this is something I learned early on in business as well. Many people have extremely good ideas, and you can apply this to any aspect of life, but many people have excellent ideas, but they are a dime a dozen, because there's very few people, I should say, that can actually execute on those ideas. So that's the same in trading. There's many good analysts out there, but very few can actually execute. Timing, again, this kind of goes hand in hand with patience. So you need to time your trades correctly. What I don't want people doing is, let's say you wake up at 8 a.m., you work at 9 a.m., you place a trade at 8:30 a.m., you're rushing to work, and you get to work. The first thing you do is pull out your phone and you check your trade, and you see, oh no, it's down $10, and you're now panicking. So throughout the rest of your workday, you're thinking, right, I better keep an eye on this trade. So you're working, you're trying to take toilet breaks so you can go off and check your trade, and now you see it's down $30, $40, and it ruins your day. It totally ruins your day. You panic, you close the position, you come back home and you see that, well, you actually closed your position and now it's in profit from where you entered. So timing is extremely important. You need to kind of set those boundaries that, how long am I going to be holding this trade? Is it 2 weeks? Okay, so how often do I need to monitor this position? Is there any news coming out this week? If it's a trade that you're planning to hold for 7 days, you don't need to be checking it every hour at work. You can go to work, come home, and then check your position, as long as there's no news happening throughout the day. So timing, again, hand in hand with patience, a different explanation there, but again, extremely important. Visualization, this could apply to mindset as well, and hand in hand with goal setting, but what I mean in this situation is actually being able to look at a chart and tell me exactly what's happening. Look at a chart without even touching any of the tools provided and say, well, Lewis, I can see such and such happening on this chart. Journaling is an extremely important part of trading. I mentioned this in day 4, and we'll cover this in more detail. I keep saying we'll cover this, so I'm just not wanting to mention too much in day 1 to confuse you guys. But journaling is an extremely important part of trading. This is essentially keeping track of every single trading position that you've ever taken, and the key lesson in this is simply learning from your mistakes. I'm not going to drag it out, but if you're keeping track of every single trade you take, and let's say you're winning half of your trades, but you're also losing half, so you're a 50-50 trader, your journal will be able to tell you why that's happening. Whereas if you didn't journal, you would have absolutely no clue. Repetition, which we mentioned previously, everything on the charts is just repetition. I mean, history repeats itself. the patterns that you're going to be learning throughout the 14-day course, I want you to analyze charts as much as you can. Repetition, repetition, repetition. I cannot stress this enough. And back testing, thankfully, I've done this for you. But let's say you want to develop a different strategy, or you want to use a part of my strategy and apply an indicator with it, then I would highly recommend back testing before you actually use it on a live account. So make sure it's profitable before you use it trading real money. Now, before we end today's module, I've got a download for you guys. It's called My Six-Figure Breakthrough. Now, I'd like all of you to commit to this. I'd like you to download it. If you look below today's video, there will be a download link for My Six-Figure Breakthrough. It's a PDF document. Download that. This is essentially your commitment, not only to the course, but to the community. It's to Six-Figure Capital. And what we're going to do is we'll fill this out step by step together. Feel free to print it off and keep this as your own personal contract. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over onto the PDF version and we'll start to fill it out. We're back with My Six-Figure Breakthrough. What I want to do is fill this out with you top to bottom, starting off at the top left here. I insert your name, Lewis Glasgow. Declare that today, 18th of January, if this was today's date. So insert today's date and the year. I will commit to changing my life for good. And remember, this is a personal contract. So print this off, put it on your wall, keep it in sight of your trading desk, and look at it every single day. I am solely responsible for shaping my future. I will no longer settle for less than I deserve. I will commit myself to enrich the quality of my life from this day forward. I will follow every module provided by Six-Figure Capital with precision and persist under any circumstance to act upon the information provided. I will finish every assignment, complete every task, and get every tool needed, even if it may be inconvenient or uncomfortable, realizing that successful people do what failures are not willing to do. I'm grateful for the fact that I can become a successful trader, and I will. I commit to reaching the following personal goals, no matter what it takes. And you need to truly believe this. I will fully complete my 14-day course. When will you complete it? 7 days from now? Insert that date. And I don't mean write down 7 days. I mean write down the date. 14 days from now. 30 days from now. When will it be? Now, and this is all about building truth within yourself. You need to be able to trust your own word. If you're saying, I'm going to commit to complete the 14-day course within 14 days by this date, and you complete it, that's self-fulfilling. You're actually sticking to your own word. And this comes down to even just the smaller things, and this is trying to build upon the foundation for what comes next in trading. And this really just relates to smaller things, such as trusting your own word. So if you tell yourself every single day, I'm going to do this, and you do it, you can trust yourself to follow out that task. If you say, I'm going to do 1 hour of analysis today, I'm going to do 1 hour of analysis tomorrow, 2 hours the next day, and you do it every single day, this will then develop a healthy routine. So this date setting, this goal setting that I'm providing just now is helping to solidify that. So if you complete the 14-day course within the set time, you can then trust your own word. This is all about goal setting. This relates back to the mindset part of trading. So I will become a full-time trader. When will you become a full-time trader? 6 months from now? 1 year from now? It could be 5 years from now. Have you even considered becoming a full-time trader? Do you want to? You need to ask yourself these questions, and this all comes down to your personal goals. Have you actually considered this? So if this is 5 years from now, insert that date. If it's 1 year from now, insert that date. I will become financially independent. Have you actually considered your finances going forward? Do you want to become financially independent? A lot of people have never actually thought this through. If I say to you, do you want to earn $1 million? Most people will answer yes, if not everyone. Of course you do. Have you ever thought about how to make $1 million? Well, no, most of you haven't. You need to map this out completely. What do you want? Where do you want to go? What is the time scale? And I don't mean within the next 3 months, because that would be highly unrealistic, but set a time scale. Is it 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? When will you become financially independent? Will you get to a point where you don't need to check your bank balance? When will that time be? And write this down. Repeat these positive affirmations out loud, and do this with me I will become a successful trader. I will do whatever it takes. Nothing will stop me. I'm a winner. I will succeed. And you need to truly believe this. And I want you to sign the bottom of this document, print it off, keep it inside of your trading desk, and whenever you're having a bad day, look at it. Look at the commitments you've made, look at the dates, and look how far you've come. You decided on what date that you will start to change your life. Was that 1 month ago? You can look at this when times get tough, to remind yourself that it is possible and this is what you want. So I'm going to wrap it up from there. What we'll do is we'll head back. I've got a small section I'd like to teach you guys before we end today's module, and that'll wrap up day 1. So let's head back and we'll finish off today's module. Now, throughout the 14-day course, I'm going to be including a topic called Rookie Mistakes, and there's going to be a new one for every single module. And of course, this is your first rookie mistake, and these are what not to do. These are real trading mistakes that cost me a lot of money and a lot of time. So for you guys, right now, I want you to take these on board, learn from them, and please don't make them yourself. The main reason I'm teaching you guys this is because these are the most crucial mistakes that's happened to me over my trading career. So the first one is going all in. And of course, you're new, you may be new to trading. This was definitely my biggest mistake, was going all in from the beginning. And you'll probably know what I mean by this already. The primary mistake of every new trader is assuming trading is easy. So when I first started out with £3,000. I put it into a trading account, and I thought, right, by the end of this month, I'll have doubled my money. I'll be looking at a couple thousand, maybe 3,000 by the end of month 1. 3 months down the line, I'll be averaging 10,000 a month. You know, all these guys driving Lamborghinis with materialistic items, and they've got all these flash jewelry and all this different stuff. I could be having that kind of life. I could be living that kind of life, and you know, they're making the same kind of money as what I want to make. So why can I not do it? And you know, the mindset was right, but the concept of trading was entirely wrong. So if you've got that kind of mindset in trading, it won't go very far. And actually, I ended up blowing my entire account and lost £3,000 within a month. I think I lasted about a month, and I blew my entire account. So that was the harsh reality. So that was a key learning curve for me. So do not become overconfident in your own ability. So when you first start, and actually, funnily enough, I remember it very clearly. I think I read about 4 or 5 trading books. Of course, had a lot of advice from other people, tips I would maybe call it, and watched several YouTube videos. And I thought, you know what, I'm ready. I'm gonna make a lot of money. And I've got a few successful trades. Like I mentioned before, the self-awareness part, you become overconfident, you let your ego get in the way. This was me when I first started, and this is why I can pass on this knowledge to you guys, because I've experienced this firsthand. I became overconfident. My account went from 3,000, I made maybe 700 that day. £700. I was over-risking, I can tell you that for a fact. I was risking way too much capital, and I was literally, my account was going up like a yo-yo. I would make 700, I would lose 1,000. I would make 500, I would lose 600. And it just kept going on and on and on until I had no capital left. And to be honest, I'm actually quite surprised looking back that I lasted a month. I'm really, really surprised. So yes, your financial and lifestyle goals are important. Yes, you need to take risks to become successful, which is pretty obvious. But you're still in the learning stages. So don't make the same mistake as I did. Enjoy the 14-day course. Enjoy the educational experience. I don't want you guys putting any capital at risk at the moment. I don't want that at all. Enjoy the course. Learn as much as you can. Apply what you learn, and then we'll put in the stages to then become a consistent trader. Okay, so don't go all in. That was probably my primary mistake when I first started. And yes, I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money. So I'm just going to wrap up today's module. It's been a very exciting module. I like it when you guys come into the course. They can obviously take on the knowledge we've got to share. And trust me, there's plenty of golden nuggets in this course. You're going to love what's coming. So today is your first step in the right direction. All we done today was lay the groundwork I made you aware of the various types of financial markets. Many educators, I don't know why, but they don't do this. They think if you're learning Forex, you should stick to Forex. If you're learning stocks, you should stick to stocks. But why not keep your options open? So you've made the commitment not only to yourself, but to the community to achieve your goals. So you've done my six-figure breakthrough. If you've not already posted this in the comments below, I don't know if I mentioned this, but if you look in the comments below today's video, you'll see that other six-figure capital students have made their six-figure breakthrough public. So make your six-figure breakthrough public. Copy and paste even just a previous comment below today's video. Copy and paste it, fill it in with your own name, dates, and post it publicly so everyone can see it. Post it for everyone to see and make your commitment public. So your first target is to complete the 14-day course within the time you selected. So this may be 7 days from now. Good luck. There's a lot of content in there, but guys have done it in 4 or 5 days. I know people that just love to get as much content as possible, and then I know other people who like to take their time and they'll do it within a month. So this is all down to yourself, but hold yourself accountable and make it happen. So as I said before, be true to your word. If you say it's going to be completed within 14 days, make sure it happens. And this is about being true to what you tell yourself, as I've mentioned before several times, and by doing this it will have a positive influence on your trading. And over the next few modules, we will be laying the foundation for what comes next. So this was your first step in the right direction. We were laying the foundation. The next couple of modules will be the exact same. We're going over all of the groundwork so we can build a solid foundation for the more in-depth education that comes throughout the 14-day course. So in the next module will be day 2 currencies in the 14-day course. We will cover currency basics, followed by major, cross, and exotic. And finally, we will finish off with trading sessions. I'd like to thank you guys for joining us on today's module. It's been extremely educational. I would like to say, if you have any questions at all, please send me an email at lewis@sixfigurecapital.com, or you can actually leave a comment below, whatever suits you, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's module.